all these guys on social media want that traditional woman. And now, like, it's kind of hard these days. I mean, men want to be pursued by women. Women want to be independent, but they also want a man to take care of them. Women want to be independent, but want men to take care of them at the same time. Conversations. Like, we're all both. We all have feminine and masculine traits. But I feel like all these guys on social media want that traditional woman. And now, like, it's kind of hard these days because, I don't know, the way dating has gone in our culture,
it's difficult.
It has mixed up so bad. Men want to be pursued by women. Women want to be independent, but they also want a man to take care of them.
Oh, wait. Can you say that one again, please? Real slow. Like right there.
Women want to be independent, but want men to take care of them at the same time.
Let me pause you there real quick. Just to point out that. Because I've heard that one before. We actually talked about that one last week. That's a contradiction. Would you agree with me there?
I mean, it is, yeah.
Because those two things don't go together.
Right.
If I say, okay, I want to come back to you. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I do want to make a quick point. Because independence gets thrown around a lot. And I'm not anti-independence. I love women, and I want women to be able to take care of themselves. So this is not me anti you all. Maybe it's just me. My thought process is when it comes to dating or relationship building, everybody should be independent. That is the bar, so to speak, meaning the minimum standard. What do I mean when I say independent? That means to me, you can provide for yourself, you can take care of yourself, you make sure that you are healthy in aspects of your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. That's the bar. It's not the ceiling. It's not something to be glorified. It's the standard. Any disagreement there? Okay, because you're allowed to. I say that because instead of kind of the way I hear it, almost like being weaponized, like, I don't need you. Throw it in your face. Instead of looking at it like that, say, listen, I don't even come from that perspective. It's not about, do I need you? I don't. And that's for both of us. You don't need me. I don't need you. But let me ask a better question. Would it be better if we could work together?
Of course.
I don't know, I'm stuck because I feel like I'm in that predicament right now. But like for him, I say I don't need him, but he always says he needs me because I helped him get there.
That's investment.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's important, but to me, it's the give and take that we give in a relationship, right? It's not 100% you willed us into a happy and healthy relationship, or I did. It takes both of us. Again, no relationship can sustain only one person putting in effort. None. Whether you're talking about romantic, children, I don't care who you're talking about. But my point about the independent thing is I talk about on this show interdependence, meaning we choose, this is the operative word, we choose to rely on each other for things that we are inherently better at than the other person. So there may be things as men that we're better at than you. That's not a swear word. That's not a bad thing to say. There's things that women are inherently better at. Not every single woman, but majority of the time. That's not a bad thing to say. But if we're looking at it as such opposition, I can do everything without you, therefore do I need you? Probably not. True, you probably don't. But let's go back to what we were talking about earlier. Parents, family structure and dynamic, relationship building. It's easier when you got help.
Yep.
It is. That's why you want somebody to take care of you or whatever, right? Like,
yes. I don't care. Put the most independent person in the world. It's always going to be easier with help.
yeah.
Nobody's meant to go through life 100% by yourself. There are reasons and conditions and things that happen that put us in that space. But that's not, I don't know what we were talking about. We're talking about a choice to say things like, I don't need you. So then what happens to the other side? If they hear that message a lot, what do you think they're thinking?
Why am I here?
Sure. What about you, Maya? What do you think they're thinking? If they keep hearing that type of message.
They're not feeling loved anymore. They're like Zen, why are you there? Like, their self-confidence is starting to, like, their self, like, in that whole, the relationship that you're in, you're like, why, like, you know, you're not having that whatever
sense
that
of security.
Yeah, in your relationship by just saying that.
Yeah, you're right. And I think everybody wants security, men and women. Nobody wants to come in their house and feel like I'm tiptoeing on eggshells every day. Oh, if I say this, he's gonna wild out. If I say this, she's gonna scream at me, so I'm just gonna shut up.
That's how I feel like I'm in right now, because like he doesn't help. Like, I'm doing everything in the house, like he doesn't help.
Let me ask you a question, because that's a fair point. Let me ask you a question. When did you talk to him about it?
Since it started, and it all started when I moved in.
Okay. Let me ask a follow-up question. So how long have you guys lived together?
Since my son was born, so about 2 years now.
2 years, okay. So you've been having this conversation on and off for 2 years?
Yes, and I've been holding my patience. Like, I'll be, now I'm not nice about it, because I've been asking about it for so long.
Because you're frustrated.
Yes.
Understandably so.
But now he's like, because I'm so mean about it, he don't even want to do it.
Sure, because nobody wants to give you something when they feel like they're being disrespected. Right. Let me ask you a follow-up question now on that. So if you've been dealing with something for 2 years, when have you decided to take a different approach? And how you're explaining it?
I just keep it all in. I just and then that turns to me not being happy. Sure.
And I'm saying this to you not because I'm saying that you're wrong. I'm saying it because I want, just like I was saying with you earlier, there may be a better way to deal with it where he can give you what you're asking for. And I bring that point up because I love having this conversation. I've had so many conversations with women where they say things like this. They'll be like, I don't want to have to tell him directly. I just want to put it out there and I want him to figure it out.
No, I'll say it directly. I don't care.
No, it's good. It's good if you don't. I mean, if you do it. But I've had that conversation so many times. And then they're like, I don't understand why I'm not getting it. Yeah. And I'll say, like, listen, men are very direct.
They can't read your mind.
Right. And nobody can. Nobody can. Like, I only know what you want based on what you tell me. Same for you, right? We have to be able and willing to have a certain level of transparency with one another. But going back to your point. So if I'm talking about this issue for 2 years, right? Anybody would reasonably be fatigued, disappointed, frustrated, irritated, annoyed, any other feeling word you want to put in there. But at what point do you say, you know what, this is not working because he's not understanding? This is just a small challenge. What if I need to take a different approach in how I'm explaining it because he clearly isn't understanding what I'm saying I need? When do you have that moment where you say, let me try it a different way?
I feel like I don't know. I don't have that moment because I feel like I was nice about it and now I'm just mean about it. So then now I'm just keeping it to myself. Okay.
Let's do this. This is beautiful. I'm gonna try something. So I love role play, particularly because I'm a therapist, right? So I'm gonna be your boyfriend. Talk to me about what it is that I'm doing that bothers you, Maya.
Can you pick up after yourself once in a while? Like,
what
the basket is only 2 feet away. Put your clothes in the basket rather than all on the floor where everyone's walking on.
Okay.
If you're done with the dishes, go put it in the sink. Stop being lazy and leaving it in the room.
Well, wait, hold on, let me ask a question before I continue. Am I working?
Yes.
How much am I working?
8 hours a day, but we're all working. This is being a parent. You don't get breaks. That's
no, of course. I feel like it's true. It's true. I'm not looking for an excuse. I just want to make sure I have the information. Okay. So yeah, we're both working. Obviously, we're both parents here.
No, that was good because he does say that. I come home, I'm tired throughout the day. Like,
yeah. So let me throw an example out there. All right. So you said laundry and you said dishes. Have we ever tried? I'm talking as him now. Have we ever tried to come up with like a task list of things that you feel like need to be done and that I need to be done so we can divide them up in a fair way so everybody feels content with the effort we're putting in?
Honestly, I just feel like separating our clothes.
Okay.
So like I'm doing my laundry, because the only time he does laundry is when he needs it for work, and he's
I'm him right now. I'm him right now.
Okay.
You're talking to him right now. So so I'm saying, so you're saying you don't like you don't like that I'm not taking my part in doing the laundry. You know, I don't really like doing laundry. You're talking about the dishes. You know, I'm tired when I'm coming in and from work. Why don't we try this? Sweet. Let's come up with certain things that we know need to be done consistently, and let's just split it. I'll find some things and you'll find some things, and we'll come to the table. We agree on what needs to be done, so that way we can stop arguing about it.
I'm gonna do that. Since we're about to move, it'll be a lot easier to do that, because another thing that irks me is when he's around his family, he's just so consumed by them, because there's a lot going on. He has a big family. So it's like, and then that's another thing that he uses as an excuse. He's not used to doing chores.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I understand that. So he grew up, because I didn't ask you this earlier, naturally. So who did he grow up with?
His mom and dad. Perfect. They're still married. Teachers.
Okay. And does he have any siblings?
He has 2 sisters and an adoptive brother who's older.
So there's 4 of them. Okay. And so you said that he's not used to doing these type of chores. So who did them? Growing up.
His mom. Like, I see it
Mom did.
now. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Pause. This is why context matters. So he didn't grow up with the expectation that he was supposed to be maintaining these types of responsibilities. Correct?
Correct.
But you obviously did.
Yes.
And you've taken on more because of what happened with your mom.
Yes.
But did you guys talk about that when y'all came together, that we grew up differently? We have different expectations, different responsibilities. So I'm going to need you to be a little flexible with me, because I didn't grow up the way that you did.
No, we've only looked at it my way. Like, he understands why I am the way I am.
Sure.
But the way I look at his, he was just fucking, I don't know. He had it easy, like you said in the beginning.
Which is fair, because your life is different. Right? That's how I used to feel. I was like, oh man, I didn't have my mom all the time. That it's not fair. I am very aware of that. Obviously, you didn't have your mom all the time. I know life's not fair. I know life is brutal to some of us more than others. But the reason why I challenged you there is because, again, going back to the context of the relationship, but I have to try to see things from your perspective. If I'm dealing with somebody, let me do an extreme example, okay? Let's say I'm him and I grew up with my family and I had a nanny, a butler, and a house cleaner. And then we get together and you're like, yo, why you not doing the laundry? Why you not doing these dishes?
We want to be together.
No, let's just say we still are. You think I'm fly, so you wanted to be with me. And you're like, you're screaming at me, right? You're like, I don't understand. Why can't you just do the damn laundry? And I'm like, Maya, I don't do laundry. I don't understand what you don't understand about that. I don't do laundry. I don't do dishes, right? He says that, and you're like, listen, now I'm going to try to role play myself being both of you. And then you say, listen, you know the way that I grew up. I didn't have somebody, you have a lot of help, okay, for these people to take on all these tasks for you. I didn't have that. I'm used to having to do all that. So what I'm saying is, I would appreciate it if, as my partner, you would help take on some of these responsibilities so that I don't feel like all this pressure is inherently on me alone. What do you think about that?
Nicely said. I feel like it's harder in the moment.
It absolutely is, because we're emotional.
Yeah.
So we need moments of clarity. We got to take that step back. Again, like we talked about earlier, you need composure, because we need to speak clearly about what we need and what we want, or what's bothering us. If we always talk about it in the moment, I don't know any person, myself included, that it would be the best.
Makes sense.
Because we're usually just reacting to stuff. I always talk about responding versus reacting. Even me, my first response ain't going to be the best. I need a moment. If I'm upset about something, I'm allowed to be upset. So let me take a moment, cool myself down, and think about what is it that bothered me. And I need to go address it with that person. Not, and you always do this. And then next thing you know, we're having bigger fights, bigger arguments. What does that solve?
Nothing. It's hurting my son, honestly, because he's seeing it. And I hate that.
Right. And I think a lot about that for those of us that are parents, because we model behavior. good, bad, and indifferent. And they see it all. The stuff that we tell them, the stuff we don't tell them, the stuff they just watching.
Right.
And so, but all hope's not lost. We can always change. Right? So I'm just presenting it to you in that way because not to excuse him not helping you out, but sometimes we're not clearly speaking what we need. And then we're mad that the other person don't understand it. So therefore we're not getting what we want. I want us to say, hey, if I try talking about you something for a week and we're dating and you clearly don't get it because you're still looking at me confused every time we talk about it, I need to change my approach.
Yeah.
Because you don't get it. And my job, our job when we're communicating is we want to be understood. I don't know no person who likes to talk and wants everybody around them to not follow along with what they're trying to say. Do you feel like that's a fair statement for me to make?
Yes. Yeah, because it gets frustrating.
Yes. I don't know anybody who just like repeat. We're all parents, right? My son's about to be 12. I've repeated myself many, many times already.
Every day.
I have a lot of patience, but everybody got limits, myself included. Adults, same thing. I thought you would figure it out. I didn't think I needed to repeat myself like I do for my child. Right?
And that's the thing I say. Like I like I'm taking care of him and my child. Like I don't want to take care of both of you. Like
right. See, but that what you're saying is legitimate. You're making legitimate concerns and you're making me aware of them. But how we choose to present that absolutely matters.
Yes. Okay. Yes. You're
so
totally
I have to be mindful of how I'm choosing to express that to you because what's the point? I want you to understand me. You are not my enemy. You are on and we are on the same team. So let me not talk to you like you're the opposition. I want you to follow along because I value you. I appreciate you. I would feel appreciated if you could help me by doing some of these things. If you don't want to do laundry and you don't want to do dishes, cool. Let's find a compromise. That's why I mentioned the task list or the chores list or whatever you want to call it. All right, you don't want to do those two things. So then you're going to do trash every week or whatever, you got to do. Whatever those lists are, find a way to make that work where you both feel like, hey, we both gave input. We both got to say what we thought and we both agreed that we will do these things consistently. So then you don't have to feel the pressure and he's helping you out more.
I'm gonna try that. Thank you for that advice.
Sure.
2 years later.
But listen, this is, these are things that happen. And to me, a lot of this stuff is not, sometimes it's more complicated, but a lot of times we get caught up in small stuff.
We do.
And we make small stuff, big stuff.
Yes.
And then getting to my later questions, we walk away.